This is a presentation of 18 WJTS Sports. Heritage Hills Patriots versus the South Spencer Rebels. This game's brought to you by
Big O Tires, Master Brand Cabinets, DuBois County Tire and Supply, Meringer's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, DuBois County Garage Doors, Ubilar & Sons, Carpet Warehouse, Sternberg Ford.
Now let's go down to the field.
Hello again and welcome live to the Jungle, Patriot Field in Lincoln City. It's the annual Spencer County War, Heritage Hills and South Spencer to do battle for the 50th time between these two schools. Heritage Hills comes in 0-3, still looking for their first win. South Spencer comes in 1-2. Michael Cruz and Abe Bartlett will join me for the call. It's coming up next right here at 18 WJTS Sports. Welcome back to the Jungle in Lincoln City. Heritage Hills and South Spencer set to renew their football rivalry, the 50th meeting between these two county rivals. Welcome back alongside Abe Bartlett and Michael Cruz. I'm Steve Kolb on a really pleasant night for football here in Spencer County. And guys, time to take a look at the keys of this football game. Michael Cruz, we'll start with you. What are the keys for the Patriots to pick up their first win of the season tonight?
Well, these guys can't make mistakes. I mean, you know, you can't have, 6 lost turnovers. I think we put the ball on the ground 6 times against Mount Vernon. We had some big turnovers against Boonville last week. They have to be able to hand off the ball to each other. They can't mess that up. So they got to play a clean game. If they can get through this game focused and not making mistakes, not shooting themselves in the foot, I think that's going to be their number one goal tonight, is to maintain your responsibilities, don't make mistakes, and force South Spencer to beat you. Certainly don't beat yourself.
Abe Bartlett, for the Rebels, what do they need to do well tonight to win?
Well, the first thing they need to do is just stay in the game early. You know, don't give up the big plays. Don't get down 21-0 in the first quarter, and then we got to chuck it around the field. And we got to establish a run. These other guys are going to have to step up, and if they can step up and establish a run, it'll be a good game.
Well, let's take a look at some of the names we'll be talking about during this game tonight for Heritage Hills. The starting quarterback, Jacob Schmidt, 6'1", 170, a senior. He is 14 of 33 passing for 216 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions, completing 42% of his passes on the season. Neither of these quarterbacks we'll see tonight have been big in the running game yet, as Schmidt 18 carries for 38 yards without a touchdown on the season. Without Evan Bowling, it'll be Brendan Chu at fullback, 5'4", 150, a sophomore, 7 carries, 7 yards, limited action for Chu. So right now for the Patriots, the leading rusher is Owen Shad, 5'8", 145, a junior. He'll be at one slot position. 19 carries, 38 yards, no touchdowns, averaging 2 yards a carry. He's caught 4 passes for 73 yards and a touchdown. That came last week in Boonville. The other slot back is Luke Rickelman, 5'8", 160, a junior, 2 carries for 8 yards. He has yet to catch a pass. Adam Guth back in the lineup at one of the receiver positions, 6'3", 165, a senior. He's back after missing a couple of weeks with the COVID contact tracing. He has caught 1 pass for 20 yards back in week number 1. And the other wide receiver is Jordan Mitchell, 5'11", 185, and a senior. Along the line of scrimmage, Quentin Temple, Ross Temple, Jacob Garrett, Garrett Nix, and Eric Thomas, the 5 along the offensive line for the Heritage Hills Patriots. For the South Spencer Rebels, the quarterback is Kobe Bartlett, 6'3", 170, and a senior. Bartlett is 19 of 33 passing for 219 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He is completing 58% of his passes, throwing for 73 yards a game. On the ground, because of sacks, Bartlett 23 carries for a minus 23 yards. He does have 1 rushing touchdown. Cameron Wagon would be the leading rusher, but we don't believe he's available tonight for the Rebels. And I'm not sure who will go in the backfield. We'll may see Jackson Roth back there some. We'll maybe see Hayden Durnall. He's one of the slot backs, 6 feet, 200, a junior. He has 12 carries, 61 yards, and a touchdown on the season, averaging about 5 yards a carry. The other slot back is Nathan Hurt, 6 feet, 155, a sophomore, 5 carries, 18 yards on the season, 1 catch for a yard as well. The wide receivers, Ashton Tyndall, 6'2", 190, a junior, 7 catches for 104 yards, and Kyle Olmstead, 5'11", 155, a sophomore. Olmstead, 2 catches for 25 yards. He's also thrown a pass, completed it for 8 yards. on the season. Colton Stevenson, the other guy we'll likely see in that backfield. Stevenson, 6 feet, 170, a senior. He's carried it 7 times for 22 yards without a touchdown. Also caught 2 passes for 8 yards. Patriots are out there in their home uniforms, the blue jerseys, red football pants, white numbers and letters, the red football helmets with the blue and white stripes up the middle. Rebels in their road whites, blue numbers and letters, blue trim, the white football helmets with the blue stripe up the middle. The captains meet at midfield.
Sort of,
yeah. It's everything's different, even the toss of the coin. Heritage Hills won the toss, deferred to the second half. Each team stands on a 45-yard line. The officials stand at the 50, and we have a distance meeting there at midfield. So South Spencer will get the football first. And about set to get this rivalry renewed on the gridiron tonight.
Yeah, we're so used to this being the last game of the season. It's been that way for a long, long time, and a lot of times the conference, came down to these games, but not anymore. 4th game of the season. This used to be Jasper for Heritage Hill. This was always a big game for us, but so it's going to be a big week again.
It was the 4th game when we played back in the day. It was always the 4th game.
Is that right?
Yeah, we were always 3-0, and then we left here 3-1.
Not every year. Not 84.
Not 84.
Patriots will kick away and defend the north end zone. Heritage Hills will defend the south end zone. Ethan Hill, the sophomore, or the junior now. I didn't advance him a class after last season.
Dang.
Yeah. And let's see who's back deep for the Rebels.
Has he gained any weight is what I want to know.
Ashton Tyndall and Colton Stevenson back deep for the Rebels.
Tyndall to the far side and Stevenson to the near side. Chu will take his 10-yard approach. Line drive end over end and deep, and Ashton Tyndall back to his own 2-yard line to take it. Turns it up to the 10, the 15, up the far sideline, 20. 25 breaks a tackle, 30, and finally forced out of bounds somewhere around the 40-yard line. So a very nice kick return for Ashton Tyndall and the South Spencer Rebels.
Powerful kid, 6'2", 190. That's a big kick returner there. Nobody wants to get in front of that.
Ashton has really beefed up since last year. I mean, I bet he's put on 30, 40 pounds.
Actually going to say Tyndall stepped out back at the 35-yard line, and that's where the Rebels will have it 1st and 10. And senior Abe Bartlett will lead his football team onto the field. Rebels will send a wide receiver to the near side. That is Kyle Olmstead. Another man wide to the far side, I formation in the backfield. Long count, and Bartlett will take the snap, and he'll go to his tailback, hit in the backfield, and gets a yard before he is turned around and slung down, and that is Colton Stevenson on the carry.
Quentin Temple on the initial hit, but then somebody laid the wood to him there right at the end. I couldn't see who that was. It might have been Garrett Nix.
Nix, one of those guys back in the lineup for Heritage Hills in there, that middle linebacker, one of those middle linebacker spots. 2 wide receivers come to the near side, tied into the far side for the Rebels. I formation again. Bartlett underneath center. Takes the snap and fires a screen pass. Olmstead makes a low catch, fights his way forward and gets another yard, maybe 2. Pass a little low. Olmstead able to dig it out, and then a flag comes in very late after the play. Back judge throwing that flag 10 yards into the fray.
And Adam Guth it looks like Adam Guth might have got clipped there, blocked from behind. He's up slow.
There's a personal foul against South Spencer. So it would have been a gain of 2 for Olmstead on the pass reception, but then I think that's after the play, it was a dead ball foul. So the play counts, and then the 15-yard penalty will make it 3rd and very, very long.
That's the stuff we can't have. It just can't happen. That's what we've been doing all year long. Other than the Pike game, we do drive the ball, then we shoot ourselves in the foot with a unsportsmanlike personal foul, a jump off sides.
So it moves the football back to the 23 for 3rd down and 22. The first down marker up at the 45. 2 wide receivers go to the far side for the Rebels, the wide side of the field, I formation. Bartlett underneath center. Another long count. Takes the snap. Back to pass he goes. Under immediate pressure, he'll get slung around and dropped back around the 17-yard line. Bartlett had no time to set up and throw the football as the Patriots got to him very quickly.
I believe that was Jordan Mitchell, pretty much came untouched from that right side. Kobe didn't really have a chance there. He took like a half a step back and looked over and oops.
So Kyle Olmstead, I believe, will be in to punt for the Rebels. 1 deep back for the Patriots, and that is Luke Rickelman back at his own 45 or 44. Olmstead stands back at his own 5-yard line awaiting the snap.
Luke had some pretty dynamic runs last week. He looked pretty good.
Low snap. He will get the punt out of there, then gets hit. No flag will fly, and a fair catch called for by Rickelman and made at the Rebel 47-yard line.
Flag. False start.
Not a bad punt, though. Pretty good punt there.
So, yeah, false start against the Rebels. The Patriots will decline it and take over at the South Spencer.
Now they're going to re-kick it.
Oh, they are going to re-kick it. I thought the official signaled a decline.
Now, we've already got 2 penalties and 4 plays. I mean, you just can't do that stuff and beat a good team. I mean, even though Heritage Hills has not won a game, but they're still a good team. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, you always got that in the back of your mind, don't you? They still are Heritage Hills.
Yep, exactly.
They're struggling, but
they'll be all right.
The football back to the 18, and the Rebels now 4th and extremely long. Will punt again.
And Skylar Staples back there with Luke Rickelman this time. And Staples is kind of an electric runner, too.
Yep.
And then move it actually back to the 13.
I mean,
they marked off the penalty.
That penalty's on that wide guy out there. I mean, you just watch the ball.
Returner standing only 5 yards past the first down marker. Olmstead gets a side-winding punt away, angled far side, takes a big Rebel bounce, picked up by Staples at the 50, turns it up 45-40, 35-30, flag flies, breaking to the near side to the 25-20, trying to outrace the defense to the 5, and he will get pushed across the goal line for a potential touchdown, but there is a flag that may bring this one back.
Yeah, it's either a holding or blocking on back on Heritage Hills.
Well, Skylar Staples, I mean, you saw it right there. I mean, the kid's dynamic. He took it on the hop, which you don't normally do that, and then he went down the sideline. It was called a right return, and he cut it all the way back across the field. That was just a really nice run. Even though the penalty might have been the guy that probably would have stopped him or at least turned him in.
We had a chance there. We just whiffed.
Oh. So there is no flag, and they say the touchdown, I believe we'll call that a 45-yard return for Skylar Staples.
And did they wave that off, or what happened?
I have no idea. I mean, you threw the flag right there where there was a big pile up, and you wave it off. That's
Patriots only with 10 on the field for the extra point attempt. It will be Ethan Hill to kick. Jacob Schmidt, well, they only had 9 on the field. They raced 2 on for the kicking team. Ethan Hill will attempt the extra point. He's 0 for 2 after an outstanding sophomore year. The kick team's been a little shaky early on. This one has plenty of distance, and it is good. And with 9:43 to go in this opening quarter, Heritage Hill strikes first on a special team score. Patriots 7, Rebels nothing. So the Patriots set to kick again, leading 7-0.
Steve, you know, we talk about that a lot. We talk about the Patriots special teams, and these first 3 games, we haven't talked about it necessarily in a good manner, but you see right there, I mean, the Patriots have athletes over the years that can return those punts, but it starts with that punt team. They have it's just a very good scheme, and the guys really work hard at it, and they made a couple nice blocks there and broke him open, and Skylar did the rest.
Ethan Hill approaches. High and end over end and angled far side. Tyndall again will take it, this time at the 9, up to the 15-20, up the far side to the 25, and Gang tackled down around the 26-yard line.
Yeah, that was the other twin, Shane Staples, made
the
initial contact there.
So 9:35 on the clock here in this first quarter. I'll give them the 27 for a first down. 1st and 10 for the Rebels from the 27. Rebels went 3 and out in their first series. Olmsted will come wide to the near side. Maybe Jackson Roth wide to the far side. Not sure. There's a man in the slot far side as well. 4 wide receivers. And out of the shotgun, Bartlett on first down. And they'll go with a reverse coming near side. And there is running room for the runner out across the 30 to the 32-yard line. That is Jackson Roth,
Just
the
keep
ball
running.
carrier.
Just keep running. I mean, you could have got 3 or 4 more yards if you just keep running. He wants to try and stop and make a cut. And just
Roth in limited carries has been good early on. 2 carries, 28 yards coming in, and he picks up 5 on first down there. Fake the sprint out handoff to the left side and come back to Roth, who is in the slot, on a reverse to the near side.
That's when you need those guys that don't slow down when they make their cuts. You know,
Yeah.
Not everybody can do that.
when you're not very fast, just keep running. Just get all you can get down, and go to the next play.
3 wide receivers split to the far side, 1 to the near. Bartlett out of the shotgun. Stevenson, I believe, set to his left. Takes the snap, gives it to Stevenson, angling to the near side, pounding up near the 35, gets stood up. Second effort will get him back to the 35. He'll be shy of a first down, but it will be 3rd down and 2 coming up for the Rebels.
That's a good play for the Rebels. I mean, that's what we want, 3rd and short.
Yeah.
Go from there, the clock runs.
Just kind of a microcosm of how important first down is in the game of
absolutely,
football.
absolutely. Yeah.
So 3rd down and 2 for South Spencer. 1 wide out to each side this time. I formation. Hayden Durnall is the fullback. Colton Stevenson the tailback. Bartlett underneath center. Kobe takes the snap. Flag flies on the snap. First down yardage for Stevenson across the 35 and out to about the 40.
We don't have enough on line of scrimmage. We had both guys.
Yeah.
Both guys were off. Jackson's got to be on because the tight end's on the other side.
So procedure penalty against the Rebels. Instead of a first down, it'll now be 3rd down and 7. Back at the 30-yard line.
A couple of those things happened last week at Boonville. A couple guys on the line of scrimmage, you know, right in front of the line judge, and I'm not sure what he was looking at, but it's pretty complicated, though. I mean, if there's a lot of things going on in the backfield, a lot of rules there. I mean, obviously, if you're an official, you should have gone over that a time or two.
Yeah, I seen him. I saw it like, man, we ain't got enough men on line of scrimmage, and I saw the guy on the far side throw his flag. And Jackson Roth was on this side. He's the one who should have been on line of scrimmage in that set.
James Vaughn in there at the running back spot. 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side. Vaughn to the right of Bartlett in shotgun. And Colby wants that reverse far side. This is Hayden Durnall. Turns up into a hole, 35, pounding his way forward, and he's got the first down out to the 39.
Hayden will run hard.
Got that block and cut right inside of it and found yardage for a first down. First down for either team in this football game. Heritage Hills leading 7-0.
Yeah, that's a big play there.
Yeah,
I mean, that's established the run like you're trying to do.
You know, that's some stuff we started doing last week, and it kind of kept people off, kept Pike off bounce a little bit, and it seems to be working against Heritage a little bit this week.
We hit the 7-minute mark of this first quarter. Heritage Hills with a punt return touchdown leads 7-0. Rebels with the football, 1st and 10 from their own 40. 1 wide to the near side, slot to the near side, I formation, and they'll go the fake reverse, fire the pass out here and wide open, and making the catch up the near sideline is Hayden Durnall. Backs his way across the 50 and is knocked down at the Heritage Hills 48-yard line. So another trick play of sorts for the Rebel offense, and Hayden Durnall comes up with a big play.
Yeah, Hayden really worked hard, you know, when school got shut down and over the summer. He's put on a lot of muscle, and he's really ramped it up for us. And we need Hayden to really have a big game tonight for us to win, offensively and defensively.
So another Rebel first down, 1st and 10 at the Patriot 48. Wide out to the near side, slot to the near side, and an I formation. All set to the short side of the field. And this time Bartlett will go give it on the reverse to Roth, giving up ground, and the Patriot defense will catch up to him and drop him for a big loss. Ball does come loose. Heritage Hills says they have it, and the officials agree, and Heritage Hills gets it on the turnover.
You can't run backwards.
Yeah, he just kept getting the Patriots are swarming. That's something they didn't start out with last week, but they really learned how to do that last week and did a nice job. He had 4 guys that just kept coming, just kept pushing him out, and one of them stripped it.
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to go down.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not going to go anywhere. Run out of bounds or just go down. And you got to hang on to football. And So we already gave up punt return. Now we done fumbled the ball.
Punt return, fumble, 3 turnover or three penalties.
Yeah, I mean, you just shoot yourself in the foot every week.
Patriots with the ball for the first time. 1st and 10 from the Rebel 44. Man in motion to the near side out of that flex bone. They toss it, and this is Rickelman, and he fumbles the football, and South Spencer recovers it. And that is Abe Bartlett that recovers the fumble at the 38. Rickelman getting through a hole, had the ball poked loose, and Bartlett right there from his safety spot to pick it up.
Man, if he could have swooped that, I think he could have scored. Well, I don't know if he could have scored. He runs like his dad, but I think he could have got a little bit on that.
Yeah, but it's still you want to get that ball.
Yeah, he did.
He got that ball.
He went down. All right, so we're 1-1 in the turnover category here.
Rebels lost 6 yards in the exchange.
Gosh.
1st and 10 from their own 38 now. 1 wide out to each side. I formation behind Bartlett. Long count.
We're not on
Well,
we're not on line of scrimmage again.
Flag flies. He'll get hit for a big loss yet again. No, he throws it late.
Oh, my God.
Finds Stevenson, turns it up, and he'll get knocked out of bounds at the 30. Still a huge loss.
It's a penalty. I mean, we don't have enough men on line of scrimmage because Jackson Rolfe again is not getting on the line of scrimmage.
I think somebody moved too on that one.
We just weren't lined up right.
Patriots decline that penalty, and they'll accept the lost yardage on the play all the way back to the 30.
I see Jackson over pleading his case. I had my hand. He didn't. He was marking himself off.
So actually put the football at the 31. And 3. So it's 2nd down and 17 after the loss of 7.
Good composure there by Kobe. He was wrapped up, and I thought
can't believe it didn't blow the whistle.
Yeah, I would have thought they would have.
4 wide receivers, 2 to each side. Bartlett out of the shotgun on 2nd and very long. Bartlett rolls near side, wants to throw under pressure, caught, and dragged down from behind is Hayden Darnold. Brendan Shue on the stop. Darnold gets out to near the 35-yard line there. Won't give him the 35. I'll call it the 34. Short gain, and it'll be 3rd down and about 14.
Your linemen up front are small, but they're a lot quicker than our guys, and they're just blowing by Jed Adams over here. I mean, he was your guy was out of his stance and in the backfield for Jed moved, and that's where the pressure came from.
Yeah, that's Cameron Briggs who's getting loose there, 53. He's doing a nice job of when he sees that opening in that gap, he goes for it.
Another guy making his return tonight. 2 wide to the far side for the Rebels. Quick count, and the give is to the fullback. Darnold pounces to the left, finds running room, and fights his way all the way out to the 44. It's a big gain on 3rd down, but he's still going to be 4 yards short of the first. That was about a 10-yard run for Hayden Darnold. And it'll be 4th down and 4, and assume a punting situation for the Rebels, although only 1 change is made, now 2.
All right, we're going to go for it. What you got to lose? Now they're going to punt it. I think Coach Damien might have lost count of the downs over there.
14 seconds, they should be able to get it.
Yeah. Hurrying some guys on. And Kyle Olmstead drops back to his own 32 to punt this one away. And now the Rebels will have to take time out.
So that's number 3 instead of number 9. So I'm not sure what's going on, but that's Shane Staples back there instead of Skyler. Skyler was the one who ran the one back.
3:57 to go first quarter. Patriots 7, Rebels nothing. Back after this on 103.3 The Fix Sports. 7-0 Heritage Hills on the Angelo's Pizza scoreboard. More than 3 minutes remain in this first quarter, and after the timeout, South Spencer will punt 4th and 4 from their own 44-yard line. Olmstead back to his own 32. Shane Staples and Luke Rickelman back at their own 20 to receive. Colton Stevenson in motion, and they'll run that rugby-style sprint out, but to the left. A shorter punt takes a bit of a Rebel roll from the 29 and rolls inside the 25 and rolls dead at the 23. That's a tough ask, asking a guy to roll left and punt with his right foot.
Yeah.
But Olmsted got it down the field a little bit.
I thought he was going to throw it because we had two guys in there wide open. He just threw it.
I think maybe that was the play. The play was to roll out, and then at the end, if you don't think you can do it, go ahead and punt it.
Nathan Hurt was wide open.
So Heritage Hills 1st and 10 from its own 23-yard line.
Maybe we'll use that later. Maybe they've seen that upstairs.
Yeah.
Patriots have run just one play in this football game, and they fumbled it, and they still lead 7-0 thanks to the special teams score. Flexbone backfield, wide receiver to the far side. In motion to far side is Shad, and the give is to the fullback Chew, and he has stood up immediately, lost a yard or two, depending on forward progress, and it'll be 2nd and long. Chew hit immediately around the knees or thighs and had nowhere to go, lost a yard, 2nd down and 11. No, actually, they put it back at the line of scrimmage, so it'll be 2nd and 10 at the original line of scrimmage. That is Adam Guth splitting wide to the far side. Flexbone backfield. Shad again in motion to the far side, and Schmidt back to pass. Has time, fires far side man wide open. Pass caught at the 30, 35. That is Guth, I believe, and fights his way up to the 41-yard line. Guth making the play and making a little juke after the catch, but he got very good separation, Michael.
Yeah, the defensive back was playing. He might have had deep third over there, but Adam did a nice job of selling the deep route and coming back on that, pick up about 18 yards.
Heritage Hills first down of the evening. Guth again goes wide to the far side, flexbone backfield. There's Rickelman and Shad at the slots. Chew the fullback. And Jacob Schmidt underneath center. Takes the quick snap. Comes in a reverse near side. Rickelman turns into a hole. Finds a couple of yards and then gets dragged down hard at the 44. 3-yard pickup. 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, Patriots ran a lot of guys last week. They had, I think, 8 guys carried the ball and, moved the ball pretty well for the most part until they got to about the 10-yard line, and then they couldn't move it anywhere.
Your field shortens a little bit, don't it?
Yep.
Out of the flexbone again, and they'll go to a reverse far side or the veer far side. This is Shad. Nolan Shad, 1st down yardage, juking his way into Rebel territory and dropped it to 45. Fake to the fullback and give it to that slot back, angling from the near side back to the far over the right guard and tackle, and he picks up another 1st down gain for the Patriots.
Our line got washed down big time that time. We're playing at 3-5.
Yeah, that could be tricky sometimes.
Yeah, you got to fill the gaps, and you got to have your linebackers really got to read and step up.
Same formation with Guth to the far side, flexbone backfield. Schmidt sends Shad in motion to the far side and gives it to Chew up the middle, and Chew spinning his way forward, pinballing around and dropped around the 41-yard line. Still about a 4-yard gain on 1st down. 2nd and medium for Heritage Hills as we come down to close to a minute to go in this first quarter, down to a minute 15 to go. 7-0 Heritage Hills leads South Spencer on the Angelo's Pizza scoreboard.
Yeah, Patriots needed just, have confidence here, get those 4 yards a pop, and that's what you really need to do.
Same formation for the at least 5th or 6th play in a row. And again, Shad in motion to the far side, gets the pitch, finds holes inside the 35, inside the 30, still going, pounding his way inside the 25 and dropped around the 22-yard line. A big run for Owen Shad, catching the pitch on the sweep to the right that time. And they'll put the football down around the 22.
Yeah, our outside linebacker over there got hooked again, and I think that's I don't know who that is. James Vaughn over there.
Owen Shad's a little guy. He's got good feet, but once he gets out in that open field, he's pretty good shucking and jiving out there just a little bit. But he's He's got to get out there. He's got to get in that open field.
Give is to Brendan Chu. Got tripped up as he hit a hole, stumbled his way forward to about the 17-yard line before he goes down. Still about a 5-yard pickup, but could have been much more for Chu and the Patriots. But somebody from the Rebels stuck a hand or a foot out and got him tripped up.
Yeah, we checked down to 53 there, it looked like, I think.
So that'll be the final play of this first quarter from the jungle in Lincoln City. On the Angelo's Pizza scoreboard, Heritage Hills 7, South Spencer nothing. We're back for quarter number 2 after this on 103.3 The Fix Sports. 7-0 Heritage Hills after one quarter on the Angelo's Pizza scoreboard, and the Patriots are threatening. They are in the red zone. It'll be 2nd down and 6 from the Rebel 18-yard line.
I'm sure there's a lot of work and a lot of attention pointed out to the children this week that they have to score once they get inside that 20. Things are different inside that 20, but
yep.
you gotta really concentrate and play as hard as you ever have in there.
Jordan Mitchell wide to the far side, flexbone backfield, back to pass to Schmidt. Fires far side. Mitchell there, makes the catch, turns it up to the 10, to the 5, and dives to the pylon, and he is into the, no, they're going to say he stepped out of bounds. Had a foot out of bounds at around the 2. It'll be 1st and goal for Heritage Hills. Mitchell's first catch of the season. Michael, he had a couple of chances last week, but couldn't haul one in.
Didn't he catch one at Tell City, that 13 when they needed 14? He
Yeah,
got
that's
13
right.
and a half.
Stat sheet didn't have that down. I mean, either that or I missed it.
I thought that was Mitchell, but
I think you're right. First and goal from the 2.
Colton Stevens he was defending that. He just took a terrible angle. I mean, he tried to, I don't know what he did, but he should have just tackled the guy instead of going for the ball.
Guth splits wide to the
That's
near
a
side.
split-second decision.
Yep.
Flexbone backfield on 1st and goal, and it'll be the quarterback Schmidt coming right.
Ooh.
Looked like he was going to get in, got right to the goal line, and got blown up and driven backward.
Kobe stuck up. He come up at time.
So it'll be 2nd and goal from just short of the goal line. Now they'll mark it all the way back at the 1.
That was quarterback on quarterback error.
Yeah, that was a big hit.
It was.
Yeah, it looked like Schmidt had a clear path to the end zone, and Kobe Bartlett, as his father mentioned, stepped in there and knocked him backwards. 2nd and goal from the 1. Flexbone again. Guth wide to the near side.
Watch the play action.
Schmidt underneath center, and he'll go to Shad coming around to the right side, and Owen Shad is into the end zone for the touchdown. Owen Shad's first rushing touchdown of the season. And Ethan Hill will come on to attempt the extra point. 10-play scoring drive, I should say, for Heritage Hills. Schmidt the holder. Snapback is good. Kick has plenty of distance. And it is good, and with 11:07 to go in this first half on the Angelo's Pizza scoreboard, Heritage Hills 14, South Spencer nothing. Big drive for Heritage Hills in this game, and now I think, Abe, that means for South Spencer, they need an answer. They need to reestablish some things offensively and try to get some momentum back, because 2 touchdowns down, you can play a little bit, but 3 touchdowns down makes it much more difficult.
Yeah, we don't need to panic. We just need to go back and get first down. Start with getting the first down, then we'll go from there, and just drive it down, maybe score, cut it 14-7. And, still a long way to go. So,
South Spencer's moved the ball pretty well on occasion. They've made the mistakes. That's really hurt them. If they can get that clean drive going and keep that running game established, which opens up the play action and opens up some other things. But, again, you can't shoot yourself in the foot.
Yep.
The Patriot defense has made some pretty nice plays and put South Spencer in some difficult situations, but they've also let them off the hook a couple times in that last drive and gave up some long runs. So Patriots have to shore that up a little bit too. We got to get this straight. Heritage Hills was up by 14, but this is a team that is I'm still a little worried about this game. This is only 14-0. The Patriots have given up a lot of points, being ahead as well.
Line drive, end over end kick up that far sideline, and Ethan Hill got a very fortunate bounce as that thing rolled down the sideline and knocked over the pylon for a touchback. If that goes out of bounds before it hits that pylon, the Rebels would have gotten it at the 35. Instead, we could see it from all the way across the field. The football knocked the pylon down on its way through.
That's about as good as you can get there.
Yeah.
You don't see that very often, do you? A kickoff, knock the pylon down.
So the Rebels start from their own 20. How much of that is skill and how much of it is luck, though?
We'll call that a stellar kickoff return by the special teams there.
I think the pylon's crooked.
Kickoff.
That's why it hit it.
It is crooked now for
It
sure.
Rebels with 3 wide receivers to the near side, the short side of the field. 1 man wide to the far. Out of the shotgun, Bartlett sends a man in motion to the far side. That is Nathan Hurt. And the give instead is to the fullback, Colton Stevenson. And he gets very little in the middle of the line. Gets maybe a gain of a yard to the 21. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Jeremy Merkley in first in there. Merkley's a senior.
Our linemen need to stay on their blocks a little. They're making good contact, and they just quit blocking. They kind of turn and watch to see what the running back's doing.
2nd and 9 for the Rebels. Tyndall, Hurt, and Durnall, it appears, wide to the near side. Roth wide to the far side. Bartlett with Stevenson to his left. Wants to throw. Now looking to run. Gets hit in the backfield. He's going to be stacked up, and finally the whistle will blow. Wanted to throw something quick to the near side, it looked like, Abe, and nothing there, and had nowhere to go, but just tucked it and took the loss.
I think it was a busted play. Like Kobe, he acted like, the running back went the wrong way, and I saw him talking to Vaughn, 33. Maybe, Vaughn's, I think it's his second game back. He missed 2 weeks there. A little miscommunication.
Back to the I formation this time on 3rd down and 13. 2 wide to the near side. Bartlett underneath center. Takes the snap, gives it to his fullback, and that is Durnall angling to the far side. Hayden back to the original line of scrimmage, +1. Picks up 4 to the 21, but it's 4th down and 9 and another punting situation. So the Rebels go 3 and out, it appears, after Heritage Hills adds the touchdown.
Yeah, I didn't like that play call. We got to throw the ball a little bit. We're down 14 points. We got to at least give him a chance to, give Kobe a chance to get out on the corner and make something happen there. And, we ran up, blast up the middle.
So Skylar Staples back in there in punt return at just outside the 50, along with Rickelman. Olmstead back at his own 8. Gets a good snap. Line drive kick will take a Rebel roll across midfield and rolls all the way inside the 40 and down at about the 38-yard line. That's a really nice kick from Olmstead. It's not a big, high, pretty spiral, but it was very effective, angled away from the returners, low where they couldn't come up and catch it, and took a big Rebel roll.
Yeah, that was a good bounce for the Rebels there. Big defensive thing there we got coming up here. We gotta get a stop here and get the ball back. We can't afford to give up another touchdown.
Heritage Hills 1st and 10 from their own 37. Patriots will send Adam Guth wide to the near side. Flexbone backfield. Man in motion to the near side is Rickelman, and they'll pitch it. No, it's actually Skylar Staples across the 40 and dives out to the 45-yard line. So being maybe shaken up a little early. Skylar Staples back in there, and he will pick up almost 7 yards on the play. 2nd down and a long 3 coming up. 14-0 Heritage Hills on the Angelo's Pizza scoreboard. Inside 9 minutes to go in this first half.
You run that 3-5, you let those linemen get down your linebackers, and if they can't get off of them, you're in trouble against the run.
Jordan Mitchell splits wide to the far side. Flexbone backfield again. It appears like Rickelman and Staples. Nope, Shane Staples this time in motion, and Brendan Chu, the fullback, gets the call, bounces off the first tackle, and picks up 1st down yardage up to the 49. Chu, kind of, he's a different style runner at fullback than Bowling. He's kind of more of a pinball back there, Mike.
Yeah, he gets hit and bounces. I thought he probably should have lowered his head there and gone forward, but he bounced out a little bit. Maybe picked up an extra yard, but I thought if he'd have gone straight ahead there, he probably had a little better chance of getting some better yardage.
5th first down of the half for the Patriots. Rebels have 2 in this first half. 2 men wide to the far side. Man in motion to the near side. They'll pitch it to him. And turning it up into the hole is Skylar Staples. Out across the 50 to the Rebel 45. It's a 6-yard pickup on 1st down, 2nd down and 4.
Kind of that jet sweep kind of action. Gets him going. He gets his speed built up and tries to go for that corner there. He's got 13 yards on 2 carries.
Our guys got to come up faster on that. They got to read that and come up faster. I mean, we're waiting for the blocks to come at us, but then we're having a hard time getting off the blocks.
Jordan Mitchell splits wide to the far side. Looks like the Staples brothers still in there at the slot backs. Chew, the fullback. And Schmidt this time. A little counter play goes to Shane Staples to the far side. He gets it all the way down to the Rebel 40 and picks up 5 yards and a Patriot first down. First down number 6 for Heritage Hills, bleeding the clock. As we have moved inside 7 minutes to go, and South Spencer wants timeout. 6:57 to go in this first half. Patriots 14, Rebels nothing on the Angelo's Pizza scoreboard. Back after this on 103.3 The Fix Sports. 14-0 Heritage Hills on the Angelo's Pizza scoreboard. Patriots driving again. 1st and 10 at the South Spencer 40-yard line. And the Rebels take their second time out of the half here, Abe, trying to square things away defensively.
Yeah, our linebackers have to come up a little bit better. I mean, we're just waiting for the contact to come to us instead of staying on your reads, your keys, and making plays. Of course, Heritage Hills linemen are really quick and getting down on us, and it's just a bad combination.
Flex bone backfield. Guth split to the near side, the short side of the field. They give us to the fullback, and Chew powering his way behind that offensive line all the way down to the 35-yard line. That's 5 yards of line surge right there, Michael, because that wasn't a big hole that opened up. That was just Chew getting behind the linemen who were digging their feet and pushing guys down the field.
Yeah, nice line surge. We haven't seen a whole lot of that this year, but that was a really nice job, really good push.
2nd and 5 from the Rebel 35 for the Patriots. Jordan Mitchell goes wide to the far side. Skylar Staples and Shane Staples are the slots. Chew, the fullback. Shane Staples in motion to the far side. Chew gets the call up the middle, finds a seam. Second effort, third effort, still going inside the 25 to the 20, and finally dragged down at the 18-yard line. Rebels looked like they would have Chew stop shy of a first down, but Chew just kept churning those legs and gets it all the way down to the 18 for a first down in the red zone.
Yeah, Chew's a good player. He's a hard-nosed kid, and he just plays hard. That's really what you want from a fullback. Again, he's not Evan Bowling and that, but he's making a good showing for himself. He's already got 30 yards tonight.
Mitchell again splits to the far side. Flex bone backfield again. Shane Staples in motion to the far side, and they will pitch it to Shane, trying to get to the corner, and he does. Turns inside a block, down to the 10, down to the 5, spun around, and he will get into the end zone, it appears, for the touchdown, Patriots.
Yeah, our outside linebacker got hooked again. Jackson he can't get hooked in that situation. You got to string it out.
He ran
inside just a little bit, just enough for that receiver got hold of him and turned him in.
And you could see where Staples saw that too. As soon as he saw that, he just put on the jets and got to the outside. And it was a nice run by him.
Yeah.
Ethan Hill on to attempt his 3rd extra point of this first half. Jacob Schmidt to hold. There's the snap a little high. Schmidt gets it down, and the kick is blocked.
Colton Stevenson blocked it.
Colton Stevenson gets through for the block. And with 5:47 to go in this first half, Heritage Hills extends its lead. Patriots 20, Rebels nothing on the Angelo's Pizza scoreboard.
We should stop saying Angelo's Pizza scoreboard because I get hungry every time you said that. I'm going to go down there and have an Angelo's Pizza.
Good reason to be hungry when you hear Angelo's Pizza, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's right.
I think Coach Damon needs to get them all together and challenge their manhood a little bit here. I mean, we're just feeling sorry for ourselves, looks like, out there, and we just need to get going. I mean,
South Spencer, you'd think would be kind of fired up.
I know.
Patriots on the ropes a little bit, and not doing great. They have an opportunity here to.
Look like we're playing. We're feeling sorry for ourselves now, and here we go again. Hey, dig down deep, do something. Don't wait for somebody else to do it. Do it yourself. And that's been the problem here in the last 4 or 5 years. We're waiting for somebody else to do it all the time. It hasn't been coming. We don't want to look in the mirror and say, "Yeah, I got to step up. I got to step my game up." I'm here. I'm playing football. I got a jersey.
Yeah, Coach Daming needs to tell these guys, hey, this Patriot team is capable of making mistakes, and you guys got to force some of those mistakes.
Get a big play right here and see it.
Durnall and Stevenson back at about their own 5. High and end over end, not as deep. Durnall comes up, takes it on the run at the 15. 20, cuts near side 25, and a good open field tackle there for Shane Staples at the 26-yard line.
Those guys are good.
52 was just standing there, didn't block. I don't know who that is, Preston Hefner, and whoever made a tackle ran right by his face, never even tried to block him.
So 1st and 10 from the 26 for the Rebels.
That's the difference between your guys scoring on special teams, and we can't hardly get 30 yards. Or you guys block on special teams. Heritage Hills always has. I mean, they always had great people, great athletes run them, and
that's been a thing. We don't take our horses out of the game for special teams because you can make a lot of big plays on those teams.
Two wide receivers come to the short side of the field. I formation. Underneath center is Abe Bartlett. Takes the snap, goes to his fullback, and Hayden Durnall pops out to the left. Gets out to the 30-yard line. He'll pick up 4 yards on first down. There wasn't much right over that A-gap between guard and center, but he was able to find 4 yards, bouncing it out to the right. 2nd down and 6. Yeah. We approach 5 minutes to go, 5:14 on the clock in this first half. Rebels have just the one timeout remaining. I formation, wide receiver in a slot to the far side. Bartlett under center. Long count, he'll take the snap, give it to his tailback, Colton Stevenson, and not much there for Colton. Forward progress will get him a yard or 2. It'll be 3rd down and fairly short for the Rebels.
Gave him 3, I think, on that.
Yep. Gave him forward progress. Yeah, out to the 33. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
Makes it a little more interesting there. 3rd and fairly short.
I'd like to see Stevenson get those shoulder pads a little lower, Abe, and taking shots in his midsection instead of on his shoulder pads.
Been saying that since Colton was in the 6th grade.
Same formation for the Rebels on 3rd and 3. Bartlett takes the snap and will fake the reverse, give it to his tailback, I believe. Is that James Vaughn in that time?
Yeah, James Vaughn.
And he had nowhere to go and loses yardage back to the 30. It'll be 4th and long, and the Rebels will have to punt.
We're gonna have to mix our play calling up. That's pretty conservative, really conservative play calling. I mean, you're down 21-0. I mean, you got to at least try to win the game. So it's 3rd and 4 or 5, and man, Heritage Hills is bringing everybody. I mean, they're filling the gaps and going.
They were ready. They looked ready for that play.
They knew what was coming. I mean, it's just.
Kyle Olmstead drops back to his own 20. Punt returners for the Patriots inside their own 40. Snap back to Olmstead. He'll roll out far side. He's going to keep it himself, and he's going to have the first down, 35-40. Gets hit hard at the 45 and pounds his way to the 47 before he is forced out of bounds.
That's a big play. I mean, that was there earlier.
That's that rugby-style rollout, and you give your punter an option. And here comes a flag in on the near sideline at the end of the play at the Heritage Hills sideline.
Yeah.
So this may be some sort of sideline infraction.
Yeah, he's out. I bet that's just probably a sideline warning on coach here. Or no.
It's illegal substitution against Heritage Hills. Isn't that what that signal is, Abe? So
that's too many men on the field.
Okay, I think they had somebody standing out on the field, a player maybe didn't get off the field over here on the near side. So flag for that, and the Rebels will decline it, take the football at the 45 for the first down. They'll take that play. And the clock continues, or will start on the snap here, 3:29 to go in this first half. 3rd first down of the half for the Rebels, and their first in quite a while.
We need to get Kobe rolling out, get a little RPO going here, maybe let him throw it down the field a little bit. But
wide receiver and a slot both set to the far side, the short side of the field. I formation behind Bartlett, and he'll fake. No, he will give it in the reverse near side, and this is that Roth, I believe, spinning it out to the 49-yard line. He'll pick up 4 yards. 2nd down and 6.
It's a pretty good fake. That faked me. I thought the tailback had it.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
He's very nonchalant on that. Doesn't really tip it off.
That's probably one of the better fakes he's done all year.
2nd and 6. Rebels back to the line fairly quickly.
Yep.
Too wide to the near side this time, I formation. Bartlett takes the snap, gives to his fullback, and a bit of a hole for Durnall, and Hayden Durnall pounding his way up to the 45. He'll be right at the first down marker. One of the Rebel offensive linemen came up at the end and
first down.
Gave him a bit of a push just to make sure that that football got across the 45 for a first down. That is legal these days. Didn't used to be. I'm not sure how long that's been in the case, but
yeah, you can do that now. You can push that.
Is there any that's the only way you call illegal aiding is on pulling somebody?
If you're actually just pulling him.
Two wide receivers split to the far side this time. The right side, I formation behind Bartlett. 1st and 10 from the Patriot 45. Fire a pass, a screen pass far side caught. That is Roth, I believe.
Olmstead.
Oh, okay, Kyle Olmstead. Nice move, putting a foot in the ground and juking out a defender and gets it inside the 40, down to the 37. Picked up about 8 on the play. 2nd down. And we're down to 2 minutes to go in this first half. Patriots lead the Rebels 20-0 on the Angelo's Pizza scoreboard.
Yeah, we can put a score in here. It tightens the game up a little bit. You know, a little confidence going in for halftime. We just got to take care of the football and no penalties.
Too wide to the far. I formation again in the backfield. This time Bartlett underneath center. Takes the snap. Gives it to his fullback again. Durnall pounding his way forward. He has the first down inside the 35 down to the 32-yard line. Not a big hole there, but Durnall found it just enough of a seam and pounded his way forward for the first down.
Hayden's running hard. You know, that's the last 2 weeks. That's what him and Cameron's done. Those two have really ran hard. They're not very fast, but they're going to run hard up the middle. That's been one of the bright spots for us this year.
Down to inside a minute and a half to go in this first half. Rebels have just 1 timeout left, so they'll need to start hurrying things up here just a little bit. Taking some extra time in the backfield with the play and walking up to the line of scrimmage here. Down to 7 seconds on the play clock as Bartlett approaches the line of scrimmage. Down to 2, down to 1, and the Rebel sideline will take the timeout.
I think he was going to get it off there.
I do too.
I think they had. Maybe they didn't like what they saw.
He had to turn around and explain some play to look like Vaughn again. You know, again, it comes back to kids not being able to practice. You know, they not knowing what the route run or where to run the ball through.
And the end result is the entire 40-second play clock from the conclusion of the last play ran off on the game clock, and you end up taking the timeout with a second to go on the play clock, and now 1:06 remains in the half, and the Rebels with 1st and 10 at the Patriot 32, but now without timeouts left for the remainder of this first half.
And some of that's on the coaching. They got to get sometimes you're a head coach. I've always been told you got to be 3 plays ahead, you know what I mean, thinking what you want to run. So especially with the 40-second clock coming in, you know, you're getting that play in quicker, and you're able to run the play.
How South Spencer get their plays in by?
I think their number system. I know Kobe he's got a defensive armband. He's got an offensive armband. So
Okay.
I think every once in a while he'll run over to the sideline.
So forever, Heritage Hills runs their quarterback over.
Yep.
The last 2 or 3 years, they haven't. They've been sending in with now they're running the quarterback over again. I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of people run their quarterback over. You think your quarterback plays offense and he plays defense. He's running about 10 miles an hour.
Yeah.
You know?
Now, Schmidt doesn't
Yeah.
play defense.
Kobe's playing this year, first time in high school.
1st and 10 for the Rebels, 2 wide to the far side I formation, and Bartlett will take the snap. Gives it to his fullback, and Durnall dragging defenders inside the 30 down to about the 27-yard line. And
blow the whistle.
They still haven't blown it dead. Durnall finally knocked down around the 27 or 26.
They need to blow the whistle a little bit quicker and get set up.
Rebels hustling to the line of scrimmage.
50 seconds.
Under a minute. It'll be under 45 by the time they take a snap. Trying to get set up. They'll send a second receiver over to the near side. Bartlett in the shotgun on 2nd down and 5. Takes the snap, looks far side, under pressure, rolling away. Fires as he's going down, fires to the far sideline, incomplete. Stops the clock with 31 seconds left.
They're going to throw a penalty on this.
Yeah, they're going to call intentional grounding on Bartlett.
Yeah.
Threw it well behind the intended receiver over there who was running a go route, it appeared, and they will call the intentional grounding.
He was in the grasp too.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, there's a fine line there.
Yeah.
These guys have been slow on the whistles to stopping plays as far as I'm concerned.
So loss of down plus the.
But here's the difference. I've had this conversation with some of our parents this year. In high school, you have to be thrown to somebody, or it's going to be a penalty. You know, we've had some issues where he's held on to it, and he said, "Why didn't you throw out of bounds?" I said, "It's NFL. You can't do that."
Football back to the 42 for second down and 20. I formation. Bartlett fakes the handoff, fires the screen far side. That is caught by Olmstead. Trying to juke his way and get out of bounds. They do stop the clock with 33, or is that 23 seconds remaining in the half?
23.
23. Got a couple of yards up to the 37. 23 seconds to go. And, yeah, the stick on the far side says fourth down, but I think it's actually third down in about 15.
Well, that was a loss of down on the.
Yeah, but that was a first down throw, so it just.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. That was 1st and 10, so should be third down and 15 here. Too wide to the near side, I formation. And the give is to the fullback up the middle, and Durnall fights his way down to about the 30. And the game clock not stopping. They did signal a timeout, and I'm not sure who took the time. Maybe that was the fourth down play, and it did turn it over on downs.
Coach Temple's looking up here at the
They
clock,
will put
guys.
some more time back on the clock here. Evidently, that was a fourth down play.
Yeah.
So beg your pardon there. I missed a play somewhere. And the Rebels can't, that was a 13-play drive by my count that they could not get into the end zone.
Well, clock management was terrible.
12 seconds remain in the half. Sorry, Abe.
Sorry.
Rebels 1st and 10 from their own 31.
They have timeouts left, or did they use all their timeouts?
Patriots have all three. Rebels don't have any. Patriots will line up in a shotgun, and they will give it off. And this is Luke Reckelman bouncing to the outside 40, 45, and dragged out of bounds. It must have been 18 seconds on the clock to start that. Now there's 10 seconds as he got out of bounds at the 45. Good for a Patriot first down.
Sure did look like his knee was inbounds when it hit, then rolled out of bounds, but we're a long way away.
We're a long way away. I couldn't see that.
Jacob Schmidt has a good arm, but it is it'd be a 55-yard throw to the end zone, and Todd Wilkerson wants timeout. 10 seconds to go in the half. 20-0. Heritage Hills leads South Spencer on the Angelo's Pizza scoreboard. We're back after this on 103.3 The Fix Sports. Stay tuned. The Thermwood Corporation halftime report comes up after these final 10 seconds of the first half. Heritage Hills 1st and 10 from their own 45, but just 10 seconds remain in the half. Patriots still have 2 timeouts, but have only 10 seconds to work with. How aggressive do you see them being here, Michael?
I don't think they're going to heave one down there, but they may have some, like I said, maybe a little underneath pass there, or.
We'll go 5 wide with an empty backfield. 3 wide to the near side, 2 to the far. And Schmidt in the backfield takes the snap, steps up, fires deep to the near sideline, and that ball is up for grabs and almost intercepted. And Adam Guth.
Oh, that hurt.
Playing defense there, slammed Kobe Bartlett to the ground. Bartlett had the better chance to catch that, and Guth went up, grabbed the football in Bartlett's arm and threw him down, and Kobe landed on his back, and he is in pain back at the 28-yard line. Good defensive play for Bartlett, but he is
killing the grass. Get him up.
They did stop the clock with 5 seconds.
He's kind of holding his back.
Yeah, he'll be all right.
Rolled over to his hands and knees, and Osmo trainers that work with South Spencer Athletics over there taking a look at him. Schmidt and Guth not quite on target there with each other, as that ball was a little behind and overthrown of where Guth came out of his break. Hard to know from up here which,
Kobe had it until Adam made a good play.
Yeah.
Yeah, Guth adjusted back and made a play to keep that from being intercepted.
Yeah, I thought for sure it was going to be an interception, but
so Bartlett still on his hands and knees and around the Rebel 30-yard line and defending that pass. And
Can I scream out the window so he knows that I'm here? Get up.
It's not a dirty play. Guth is trying to make sure that ball is not picked up, so he's trying to throw the ball to the ground, and Guth had a hold of it, or I should say Bartlett had a hold of it, and he just, the way he landed without his feet underneath him, he landed right on his back, and he's up and walking off under his own power. And
He's got all those pads on. I don't know why he act like he's hurt.
he's got a
Rib
flak
protector.
jacket.
Yeah, he got all that stuff on.
Probably what it was. That rib protector got pinched on him or something.
Yeah.
It looks like he's a bruise. If it's a bruise, that's
Yeah, he'll be all right.
he'll probably sit out the final 5 seconds of this half. He has to sit out this play if there's more than one play.
He's done a really good job at defense. I will give it this year. He's had some games. He's had a lot of tackles at that free safety spot.
So the Patriots, 2nd down, 10 from their own 45 with 5 seconds to go in the half. Empty backfield again. Schmidt in the shotgun, takes the snap, wants to throw, rolls to the near side, sets up, fires deep down this near side, wobbly pass, and it is almost intercepted again. And again, Adam Guth steps in front of the safety and knocks away the potential interception.
Nathan's got to be a little more assertive and go get the ball there. I thought
that was a Adam Guth almost caught that ball and went for a touchdown.
I know it. Nathan's nonchalant going after that.
Nathan Hurt, we're talking about the defender for the Rebels. Yeah,
he's got to go attack that ball and knock it down or pick it off, whatever. But yeah, I thought Adam was going to get it.
Yeah, he almost did.
So we have come to halftime here at the Jungle in Lincoln City. Heritage Hills 20, South Spencer nothing on the Angelo's Pizza scoreboard. The Thermwood Corporation halftime report is next on 103.3 The Fix Sports. Back at the Jungle in Lincoln City, Heritage Hills and South Spencer, the annual Spencer County War. Patriots with all 20 on the board in the first half, leading to 20-0 on the Angelo's Pizza scoreboard as we get set to start half number 2. Real quickly, I ought to mention one amazing highlight that's been making the rounds on social media today. Hadley Litton of the Patriots girls soccer team, they're ranked in the top 10 and had a big match last night up at Washington against the Hatchets. Always a very good soccer program up there. The game went to overtime, tied at 2, I believe, or tied at 1. And Litton on a free kick after a minor penalty, or however you say that in soccer. My terminology is weak. But it appeared like a free kick. From a football field standpoint, it would have been around the 45-yard line, just inside midfield, just inside the circle that's there at midfield on the soccer pitch. I do know that much. It's not called a field, it's called a pitch. I know that much. And so just inside that, she had a free kick, and she lofted one that went over the goalkeeper and into the goal, just under the crossbar for the game winner. And I think in high school that is a golden goal in overtime. I think when you score in overtime, it's over. I don't think you play the remainder of the overtime period. But I could be wrong on that. But it appeared on the highlights like that was the end of the game at that point. It was an amazing – that's the version of a half-court buzzer beater in basketball, or the midfield or more Hail Mary pass to win a football game at the buzzer in football. It's something that happens every once in a blue moon, but is very rare and very exciting when it happens. So we're about set for the start of half number 2.
That's all I know.
Patriots tied Jasper, the boys, yesterday, so that was a pretty good game.
Heritage Hills won the toss before the game, so they'll get the ball to start half number 2, or at least they'll receive the kick. Again, reminder, you can watch tonight's game this weekend on WJTS 18 Sports. We'll replay it twice this weekend. Saturday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon Central Time, and Sunday evening at 8 Central. And evidently on their YouTube channel later on this next week, we'll have that one up as well for everybody to watch on WJTS 18 Sports. So switch ends of the field, and the Patriots will defend the south end zone to start the second half. Rebels will defend the north end zone. A beautiful night for football. We've had a couple of wet Fridays mixed in to start this season, so nice to have a nice, pleasant, cool evening for football with no rain.
Yeah, pretty hot last week, but cooled down a little bit, but it's mostly a 90-degree day there. But this is about right. This is about how you want it.
I can handle this.
Yep.
So Jackson Hadley will kick it away for the Rebels, has it teed on the 40 on the left hash mark.
Jackson's got a pretty good leg, but we've been pooch kicking that ball. Last week we pooch kicked it.
Deepest Rebel back there, Patriot back there standing at his own 4-yard line. Is that Rickelman? Not sure. High and end over end and angled this near side is Shane Staples from the 6. Angles to the near side 10, 15, 20, and gets dragged down. Good open field tackle. Gets Staples to the ground at the 25-yard line.
That was Skyler. That was
Skyler 9 and not 3.
9 and 3 is hard to tell the difference. They've got that little crease in there. They're going to have to iron that shirt a little better, I think.
Yeah,
we've been getting them mixed up all season.
That was a good tackle by Ashton Tyndall. I think if Ashton didn't tackle him, he might have went to the house.
I know.
Oh,
yeah, I was getting ready to call
throw
that, and then Tyndall out of nowhere was a very nice tackle.
He's kind of got those swivel hips, get those hips moving a little bit, and he might have been gone.
He's just sophomore too, right?
Yeah.
Ooh. Jacob Schmidt leads his offense on the field, flex bone backfield, and they'll give it to the fullback and Brendan Chu out to the 30-yard line, 29-yard line, call it, where he's dragged down. Say the knee went back at the 29. It'll be a gain of 4, second down and 6 for the Patriots. First possession of the second half in a game that's still within reach at 20-0. This is a big, big possession for both teams.
Well, this is why the Patriots always defer that toss, so they want to get that first half and rest to the momentum from the other team.
Same formation, and it's a keeper for Schmidt in the backfield trying to stiff arm his way out of a tackle, but he could not get away from James Vaughn, the 5'8 junior. Dragged him down after a gain of a yard, and it is third down and 5 for the Patriots. Nice play by Vaughn.
Yeah, that was a good play. It could have easily gone. I mean, he was the only one there that was going to make that play, and he did.
Big third down play for the Rebels here. We get a stop. And
the Patriots will go 5 wide in an empty backfield for Schmidt in the shotgun. Schmidt looks over the defense, takes the snap, looks far side, fires far side out in the flat, and throws it wide of Shane Staples, incomplete. Had a defender right there. Even if he caught that, it would have been hard for him to turn up and get a first down. That appears like that was Kyle Batson in coverage.
I think Kyle's coming back this week after having a shoulder separation first game.
That hurts.
So Patriots will go 3 and out. Adam Guth will punt for the first time tonight, standing back at his own 18. Gets a good snap and gets an end-over-end line drive kick coming up, and making a great catch on that is Ashton Tyndall, and takes it all the way up. That's the Riverboat Gambler kind of punt return there, but it pays off for him.
I'm not going to lie here. I was waiting for Adam to boom one here.
Yeah, I know.
I was watching him in pregame. My God, he was kicking them 60 yards.
I know.
And here was spiral. And
preseason All-State punter.
We've always said that. His dad could punt. I mean, and Adam inherited that.
Yeah.
So Rebels 1st and 10 from their own 43-yard line. 10:32 to go on the clock in this third quarter. 2 wide to the near side, the short side of the field. Bartlett underneath center with an I formation behind him. Takes the snap, gives it to his fullback, and Hayden Durnall spins around and gets a yard, maybe 2, to the 45. 2-yard pickup, second down and 8.
These teams look like they're in slow motion sometimes, I mean,
we're slow.
There's no pop there at that line of scrimmage, and they just kind of.
The thing I've noticed is people don't tackle with their shoulder pads; they tackle with their arms. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't hear that.
We're used to.
Even y'all. I mean, last year y'all didn't do it. You had guys that would just knock your block off, but we've been like that for several years.
4 wide receivers, 2 to each side. Bartlett in the shotgun, running back set to his right. Colby takes the snap and hands it off on a inside reverse coming near side, and the Patriots were not fooled. Durnall caught immediately in the backfield for a loss back to the 42. It'll be 3rd down and 11.
Jeremy Merkley was right there for it. He saw it coming. That misdirection, Patriots are usually very well coached on that misdirection. They do a nice job.
Well, when your tackle is 10 yards blowing up back here, it's not going to work.
Yeah, that doesn't help.
Yeah, number 72, he got blown up.
Olmsted splits wide to the far side. Roth in the slot far side. I formation behind Bartlett on 3rd and 11. Colby takes the snap and fumbled the football. Fell on it back at the 38, so the Rebels will be forced to punt. Faking that handoff and trying to go to the end-around reverse to Jackson Roth, but
I think that was going to be a pass.
okay, fake that.
Because Ashton was wide open, and I think Kobe was rolling out there.
But mishandled that on the fake handoffs and had to fall on it back at the 38. So Olmsted will step back to punt.
You know, you start teaching those kids that when they're in 7th grade or 6th grade or whatever, and that ball's on the ground almost all the time.
Yeah.
So that's not an easy thing to do, to take that inside handoff out, and that gets messed up quite a bit.
High snap. Olmsted pulls it down, rolls out far side, has to get away from the rushing Adam Guth, and then gets off a great line drive kick that goes inside the 20, inside the 15, and will roll dead around the 10-yard line. Adam Guth came free off that high snap off the kicker's left side.
Yep.
But Olmsted made a great juke, got away, got himself enough room to get that punt off.
Kyle's a pretty good athlete. I mean, that was just an athletic move by him.
Yeah. He's made some big plays already. He's made some catches, and he made the 4th down punt fake.
8:18 on the clock on the Angelo's Pizza scoreboard. 3rd quarter, Heritage Hills continues to lead 20-0. Patriots 1st and 10 from their own 10 after that outstanding punt.
A sophomore.
Yeah.
Wide receiver Guth. 2 wide receivers very tight to this near side. They'll pitch a sweep near side. This, I believe, is Shad. Bounces inside, then back to the outside, 25-30. He is off to the races to midfield. Shad down this near sideline to the 30. Gets a block, and he will go all the way into the end zone. Touchdown, Patriots on a 90-yard touchdown run for Owen Shad.
I don't see any flags.
No. I knew we were in trouble when Kobe come flying up there from his safety position.
They are. There's a flag somewhere. They're bringing this back.
Oh.
Nope, they're calling. I don't know what they were doing.
Probably sideline warning.
Okay.
Probably what that was. Yeah. Sideline warning.
On the, I think against Heritage Hills, actually.
Probably on Coach Temple down there.
Coach Temple,
I
think.
see.
Coach Wilkerson's
I see. Yeah.
stomping around.
What are you doing? I'm just excited, Coach. I'm just excited.
Coach Temple's pushing the kids back.
Yeah.
Oh, those crazy sophomores.
I know.
So Owen Shad, easily the longest run of the season for the Patriots, 90 yards down this near sideline. Ethan Hill on to attempt the extra point. Snap is good. Kick has the difference. It has the distance, I should say. Rebels almost had the block, and the kick is good. And with 8:18 to go in this 3rd quarter on the Angelo's Pizza scoreboard, it's now Heritage Hills 27, South Spencer nothing. And that one, Michael, that touchdown run for Shad executed about the way you draw it up on the chalkboard, like they use a chalkboard anymore. But the point is, he cut inside that block, and then 5 yards later, he's right back to the outside and into open space, and that's exactly the way you draw that up.
Yeah, and he had a guard pulling for him. I wish I would have got that number, but that guard was doing a great
50.
job.
That was Jacob Garrett, one of the guards. It was 58, I think.
58, that's right.
58,
He was down here at the 20-yard line throwing that final block. It was legal, that block he threw out there to one guy chasing Shad that was starting to catch up, and he was down there as an escort to keep that traffic clear.
He essentially got trucked himself, but he slowed the runner down enough to get Shad. So Owen Shad has 120 yards from the line of scrimmage tonight on 4 carries.
There was a penalty on that
that
touchdown. They just marked it off on the kickoff.
So 15-yard penalty, and the Patriots will have to kick it away from their own 25. So
what happens, that's one against Coach Wilk. So if there's another one, he's ejected for that same thing.
So it's a sideline penalty, sideline infraction, because they got the warning already. And then that second one was 15-yard penalty.
Well, it must have been I don't remember getting the warning. Remember?
Kind of a line drive squib kick, bounces a couple of times, bobbled by Stevenson, picked up at the 30, 35, 40, 45, and knocked down there on the 46, 47-yard line. So thanks to the penalty, South Spencer, and a good return by Stevenson, the Rebels get very good field position just shy of midfield with 7:56 to go in this third quarter.
I don't remember getting a warning, but they must have been on the field from the total penalty right off the bat.
Coach Wilkerson is not happy. I can tell you that.
Yeah, that's against him. I mean, that's one more unsport. Whatever happens on the sideline, he's ejected, and he's got to sit out next week.
Really?
Yeah. Won't be no more. Now, he's not going to go down and tell Coach Yoakum to move. He's going to tell all the young guys, y'all get back.
Rebels 2 wide receivers to the near side I formation. Bartlett will fire a pop pass over the middle, and it is caught. First down yardage, and finally game tackled down. I think it's Jackson Roth.
Ashton
Tyndall, 5, not 7. And he looked like fighting the handle on that after he got hit, but he held on and picks up a first down to the Patriot 41-yard line.
Adam Guth picked him up and then a bunch of Patriots came and looked like they were trying to get the ball loose but couldn't do it.
The referee needs to blow that whistle a little quicker.
That's the old fake the fullback dive and or trap, and it's just that quick pop pass over the middle to the tight end. And
we should have been doing more at the first half because they're just blitzing everybody.
Yeah,
I mean,
you got to have that pop pass in there.
Yeah, you got to have something.
Blitz.
That was actually the slot receiver, not a tight end. This time the fullback Durnall will get the call, and Durnall up to the 35-yard line. Nice 6-yard pickup on first down, 2nd and 4.
If Hayden hits that hole harder, he goes. He just tiptoed in that hole, and he got 7 yards. But, man, if he comes blasting through there, he's liable to go all the way on that one because that opened up pretty well.
Patriots are, this has kind of been their thing is they just kind of let up a little bit.
Yeah.
And they're not the kind of team that can do that. They have to play full bore the whole time. And
let's hope he let up for 4 touchdowns.
2nd and 3 from the 34. Bartlett underneath center takes the snap. Fullback Durnall one more time off the right side. Pounds his way up very close to the sticks near the 30-yard line. Depends on the spot as to whether he's got a first down or it'll be 3rd and inches. He does have the first down as the chains on the far side move down the field.
Well, one bright spot for the year has been Hayden and Cameron Wagon. They've been running really, really good between the tackles. And, they're not going to outrun you to the outside, but they're strong and they do run hard.
Well, if you can get three and a third yards every carry, that's really all you need to do.
If you can stop people, you can win a lot of games like that.
2 wide to the near side, I formation. As we approach 6.5 to go in this third quarter. 27-0 Heritage Hills on top. And Bartlett in another busted play gets corralled in the backfield and dropped for a loss. Faked the handoff to the fullback, turned around, and nobody was home. Lost 4. Let's see, they're giving forward progress to the 33. Lost 3. Well, lost actually more than that, but it'll be second. Yeah, lost 3. Second down and 13.
They was trying to run that hot pass again. They need to get Colby rolling a little bit here. See if they can't get a flood pass or blast pass or something, get him moving out of the pocket. We definitely can't block long enough for him to throw it in the pocket.
2 wide to the far side, and they'll fake the reverse, and Bartlett to throw. Fires deep toward the end zone, has a man out there. Olmstead the catch, dives for the end zone, and he is in for a touchdown.
Great play.
Yeah, great. That's that play action you're talking about. Yep. And I didn't know he had it. I didn't know he had it, and then he pulls up there as the guy running down the middle. That's a nice play.
Great effort by Olmstead. Made that catch, had a defender try to bring him down around the 5. Defender slid off, and Olmstead full out dove for the end zone. The ball came out as he hit the ground, but he had broken the plane of the goal line for the touchdown. Jackson Hadley on to attempt the extra point.
I think that was Shane Staples there that was on the coverage there. Just a little bit short.
Yeah, I didn't think Kobe was going to throw it. He almost.
Snap is good. Kick has plenty of difference, and Hadley bangs it through. And with 5:46 to go in this third quarter, it is now Heritage Hills 27, South Spencer 7 on the Angelo's Pizza scoreboard. Fake the handoff to the fullback. Fake the reverse to that slot back coming to the near side, and Olmsted got behind the defense and had to wait for it just a little bit, but had enough time to make the catch and make the defender miss and get into the end zone. His third touchdown pass of the season against the one interception. And for Kyle Olmsted, his first touchdown catch of the season. And being a sophomore, I'm going to go out on the pretty sturdy limb there and say that's his first varsity touchdown reception.
He had a 2-point conversion he caught last week.
Okay.
Last week against Pike.
Yeah, I knew it was this year. I was saying I don't think he caught anything last year as a freshman.
Playing JV. Hey, here we go.
Yeah.
Another stop here, another score. I mean, we've been able to move the ball.
And we've let our guard down on occasion this year. So Patriots could be a good chance for both of these guys to do something different.
On the left hash from the 40, and a squib up this near side, and it will stay in bounds. No, it will finally go out of bounds. That is a gutsy play by Shane Staples. He was inside the numbers. That ball stayed in bounds for a long, long time, about 20 yards of roll. Finally did roll out of bounds, and the Patriots will take it at the 35. But if that stays in bounds, it's a live ball, and either team's eligible to recover it and run with it.
Was that a gutsy play, or was he just like, oh?
Well,
he's like, I don't want anything.
Considering Coach Temple was immediately talking to him afterwards, it might have been not the right play.
Yeah.
He was probably thinking, if I touch this and I don't get this, I'm going to be in trouble. If I don't touch it,
crap, I'll probably be in trouble
anyway. You think he knew that?
I think it was all going through his head. It was
That's
mostly about getting in trouble.
Yeah, that sophomore going, oh, my God, Temple's going to yell at me.
Jordan Mitchell splits wide to the far side for the Patriots. Flexbone backfield. Shane Staples in motion to the far side, and they'll give it to Chew, the fullback. Finds a bit of a hole and just keeps churning forward. And only 150 pounds listed in the program, but just churned through defenders out to the 43-yard line. There's a Rebel player slow to get up.
He's 150 pounds, but they're all on his legs. He's got some big legs.
Yeah, he's thick down there.
Romero's.
Brandon Romero, the 5'11", 205-pound senior offensive and defensive lineman, shaken up. He's in some pain.
So Brendan Chew's only 5'4". He's a little guy, but he's stout.
He's built. I can remember when doing JV games. He was all over the place.
And, there are some, this is a 5'5" guy saying this, but there have been some guys that have made a pretty good living in the National Football League being smaller guys at 5'7" or 5'8", running the guys like Darren Sproles come to mind. Their center of gravity is so low, and if they learn to run with those shoulder pads forward, there's no target for a guy to tackle, and if they're strong like that with that low center of gravity, they just bounce off of people.
Yeah, I played against at Toledo, and his thighs were like telephone poles, and his waist was probably 54. You couldn't grab around the guy, I mean, it was like, and he was strong and quick. It was just really hard. You had to hit him so hard that you knocked him off of his feet, or you couldn't get him down. I couldn't.
And those guys at that level, they get to be so good and so athletic, you never get a straight shot on them to knock them off like that. They're always juking you enough to get just a glancing blow, and they keep going.
Well, if they're playing at that level, they're pretty athletic.
Yeah.
Yeah, quick feet, huge thighs.
So Brandon Romero being tended to. They're looking at lower extremity here as he's on the ground.
Looking at his knee. We had another kid go out, Mount Vernon. Trey Manley found out today he's going to have ACL surgery.
Oh, brother.
Yeah.
Osmo training staff out there. Patriot trainer Jessica Knies might be out there as well.
She is.
Her assistants.
Dr. Wipkenberg.
Yep, Patriot team physician Dr. Wipkenberg. They'll get Brandon Romero up, and he's going to try to.
Surprised more linemen don't get hurt to get rolled up in high school. They don't wear the braces like the guys do in the college, the big time college programs and in the NFL.
Every time they go out on the field, they have these braces on the sides of their knees, and they're taped to their thighs and their calves, and they're still hung up in the locker room where they're just completely bent and twisted. Yeah. This saved my knee, you know.
So Romero walking under his own power, but walking gingerly, and so we hope that is a good sign for that young man. but may not be able to continue tonight. 2nd down and 2 coming up for the Patriots from their own 43-yard line. 5.5 to go in this third quarter. Patriots lead the Rebels 27-7 here on the Angelo's Pizza scoreboard on 103.3 The Fix Sports. Tight formation here out of the flex bone, and back to pass and play action as Schmidt fires deep down this near side into double coverage, and Adam Guth behind 2 defenders gets separation and makes a catch as he falls backwards and falls down at the Rebel 31-yard line.
Well, Jacob had number 88 wide open down the middle of the field if he could have seen him, but Adam made a good play.
Mitchell just to the middle of the field from the hash marks, and Guth inside the numbers near the sideline, but he got that over the defenders for the catch. Wide out to the far side. Shane Staples in motion far side, and they pitch it to Shane on that sweep left side. Finds a hole out into the open 25-20, breaking a tackle and slung down from behind as he approaches the 10-yard line. As the Patriots threaten one more time.
Well, Vaughn did a good job of getting him turned in, and Darnell didn't scrape hard enough to get over and break down to make a tackle. You know you're in trouble when your free safety's making all the tackles here.
Yeah.
Knee went down at the 11, and it's 1st and 10 from the Rebel 11 for the Patriots.
I think we're running out of gas.
Guth splits wide to the near side. Flexbone backfield. Mitchell, the tight end, to the far side. Skylar Staples in motion to the near side. They go to the fullback Chew. Brendan trying to bounce to the outside to the left, but could not get out of the grasp of one of the Rebel defenders. He'll get a couple of yards just inside the 10, 2nd down.
Yeah, our big guys up front actually got a little penetration that time, and I think we had a backer blitzing Darnell. We filled all the A gaps and the B gaps, and were able to tackle him that time. I think we fell on top of him.
2nd down 7 after a gain of 3.
Ended up getting 3. They got hit early.
Yep.
Guth wide to the near side again. Flexbone backfield. Shane Staples, Skylar. And he gets the toss near side, trying to get to the corner and slides down at the 7-yard line. Got just a yard.
We strung it out pretty good. I think his feet come flying out from under him.
Probably getting pretty dewy out there at this point.
Yeah, he's trying to cut that back.
So no gain on the play. 3rd down and 7 from the Rebel 8.
So Shane's got 44 from the line of scrimmage, and Skylar's got 14, but Skylar's got the 45-yard punt return. This is probably the battle for the extra pork chop.
Yeah,
there you go.
They can go home and I had a better game than you.
Times are tough. It used to be battle for the bigger steak, but now it's just the pork chop.
Yeah, pork chop.
Shane Staples in motion to the far side. Schmidt to throw. Fires near side. Tipped. Incomplete. Guth, the intended receiver, just into the end zone. Passes a little high. Was it Olmstead or was it Hurt? One of those guys 5 yards in front of that play might have gotten a fingertip on that.
Yeah, I think it was Olmstead. They got his hands on it.
Okay. So 4th down, and the Patriots will bring in the field goal unit. Ethan Hill is 1 for 1, had a 33-yard field goal at Boonville last week. This will come from the 15. It'll be a 25-yard attempt from the right hash. Schmidt to hold. Snap is good. Kick has the distance, plenty of distance, and it is good. Hill 2 for 2 on field goals. This one from 25 yards out.
Is that the same kid that kicked last year for you?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he made a big field goal up at Danville or somewhere, I thought maybe.
3:03 to go in this third quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was Danville.
Yeah.
3:03 to go in the third. Hill's field goal makes the scores Heritage Hills 30, South Spencer 7 on the Angelo's Pizza scoreboard.
That's another set of twins we've got.
Yeah.
Doing a nice job for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, Austin Hill getting chances occasionally to kick as well.
We need some of our people to go see that fertility doctor. Maybe we can get some twins down there at South Spencer.
Yeah, these guys are pretty good. They contribute well. I'm really looking forward to see the Skylar and Shane, the Staples brothers, continue to play here. They look explosive to me, though. And they're not that small. 140 and 145 for sophomores isn't that small. I've seen smaller.
So Ethan Hill to kick it away from the 45. Yeah, you'll occasionally, you'll find freshmen on the roster every once in a while at sub 100.
Kenton played at 120 as a freshman, 125 maybe.
Hill drives a line drive down the middle, goes over the Rebel returners' heads and into the end zone for a touchback. Probably a wise decision for the Rebels to let that one go into the end zone.
That's a good kick.
Well, we learned something in the game against Mount Vernon. Colton would catch some of those at the 3, bobble them, and we'd have the ball at the 5, starting out about 3 times against Mount Vernon. And Mount Vernon's pretty good. I mean, they're quick.
Yeah.
You know, they were just going to keep getting better and better, I thought.
We thought that too, but we gave that game away early on. We've been in, as bad as our record is and the scores even, we have had so many opportunities to make games out of the 3 losses we had.
Rebels with the football, 1st and 10 from their own 20. White out to the far side, slot far side, I formation. Bartlett back in there, by the way, has been after getting shaken up. And they'll fake the reverse, give it to the fullback up the middle. And Ashton Tyndall, I believe, not Tyndall, but Hayden Durnall, getting a couple out to the 22, 2nd down and 8. A lot of times you bring that guy in motion and you fake that reverse. It's taking one linebacker out of the play that's got or safety that's got to stay at home on that guy on the potential reverse. And that's what the Rebels are trying to do, loosen up that defense a little bit by taking one guy out of the box. This time on 2nd down, they'll come near side and a big hit in the backfield.
Yeah, but you got to block up front. I don't know where 88 come from. I think he's a linebacker.
That was Stevenson that time, I think, on the carry, and he got blasted back at the 20, lose 2 yards. It's 3rd down and 10.
88's that defensive end on that right side.
Jordan Mitchell.
He was one of our 2 seniors this year that played with that team last year.
Oh, okay.
Goose and Mitchell.
Yeah. Wide receiver Olmstead splits to the far side. A very tight slot receiver to the near side as well. And Bartlett will fake the reverse, wants to throw, fires deep down the middle. Olmstead leaping attempt. Did he hold on to it? No, he could not. In traffic. In coverage for the Patriots was Owen Shad. Luke Rickelman from his safety spot over to help as well. Olmstead, another outstanding effort in traffic going up and just couldn't haul that one in. 4th down, and the Rebels will be forced to punt. And Olmstead hit the ground, clapping his hands and pounding the turf. He's mad at himself. He didn't pull that in. But
he was taking some hits while he was
there. It was not a routine chance there.
No. Patriots with just one Rickelman back by himself.
Olmstead to punt back from his own 8. Snap is good, and he'll roll out that far side. He'll just get the kick away.
Good punt.
Big, long punt taken back at the 40 by Rickelman. And he called for the fair catch. Rebels thought he called for the fair catch. Rickelman ends up all the way up at the Rebel 37 before he goes down.
He waved his arms.
Now the officials are going to talk things over. The back judge is going to come talk to the lead official. He did not throw a flag initially.
He threw the beanbag. He knows where the catch was, but
they're not going to call the penalty.
Oh, geez. He waved both arms. I mean, that's a penalty.
Yeah, if you call for a fair catch, you're not allowed to then take off and run.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention. I was watching that kick the punter because he was running around. I was seeing what happened to him.
So Heritage Hills gets a break, 1st and 10 from the Rebel 38.
This is poor officiating right there.
Mitchell wide to the far side, flexbone backfield, man in motion. They go with a reverse far side, and Luke Rickelman breaking tackles 30, 25, and he dives near the 20-yard line before he goes down. Call it the 21. That's a 17-yard run for Rickelman and a Patriot 1st down. So we approach the final minute of this 3rd quarter. 30-7. Patriots lead on the Angelo's Pizza scoreboard. Guth splits wide to the near side.
Patriots
Flexbone backfield.
Sorry, Steve.
Go ahead.
Patriots spreading the wealth. They got a lot of guys running with pretty good yardage.
Chu, the fullback, gets the call on 1st and 10 and gets it inside the 20 to the 18. Picks up about 4. Another 35 seconds to go. Patriots will have to run one more play in this third quarter. The game clock has about 9 more seconds than the play clock. Mitchell splits to the far side. Looks like Shad and Rickelman back in there at the slot backs in this series. Shad in motion to the near side. Pitch it to Owen. Cuts inside a block 15, 10, and dives to the 9-yard line where he is upended. It'll be 1st and goal for the Patriots after about an 8-yard run there for Owen Shad. Stops the clock momentarily while they move the chains. Now the clock starts, and that'll be the end of this third quarter. After 3 at the Jungle in Lincoln City, the annual Spencer County War. It's Heritage Hills 30, South Spencer 7 on the Angelo's Pizza scoreboard. Back after this on 103.3 The Fix Sports. Along with Abe Bartlett and Michael Cruz and our WJTS 18 camera operator tonight, Bill Potter, I'm Steve Kolb. Welcome back to the Jungle in Lincoln City. Heritage Hills in command as we start fourth quarter play. They lead South Spencer 30-7, and the Patriots are knocking at the door. They're looking at 1st and 10, 1st and goal from right at the Rebel 10-yard line. Jordan Mitchell very wide to the near side. Flexbone backfield, and Jacob Schmidt comes on an end around near side, and ball carrier that time hit and spun down at the 5-yard line. That was Luke Rickelman. Picks up 4 to the 6-yard line is where they will say he went down. 2nd and goal from the 6.
Michael, do y'all teach your quarterback to be that low?
We did for years and years and years and years and kind of let that go for a while. Coach Clayton loved that quarterback being right under there. But that's the first time I've seen really Jacob doing that.
Really down there. I mean,
he's not always like that.
Yeah.
But, yeah. But for years, that was the way we played quarterback.
In motion to the far side is Shad, and the give is to Brendan Chu up the middle. Bouncing to the outside. He got it inside the 5. Did not get it in. Got it down to the 3. It'll be 3rd and goal. Yeah, even a bigger, taller quarterback like Jay Cutler was that low underneath center.
I see that the center's, he's up. I mean, he's snapping that ball, but his head's up. I just wonder if that's the reason. So the center could see the ball. Get off the ball.
Want the quarterback that low so that his head is up, seeing the defense? Is that the reason for that?
I don't know. That came from Coach Clayton. My brother was like that. He was way, way low. He might have been the one that started doing that.
Well, it's by reason. Coach Clayton didn't do much just by chance. Out of the flex bone again, and back to pass is Schmidt, and play action fires to the end zone near side, and it's incomplete. He had both Mitchell and Rickelman out there and kind of threw it in between the two receivers, incomplete. It'll be 4th and goal. And Patriots appear like they're going to go for it. They haven't brought in a field goal unit yet.
Here comes the Twins.
The Staples brothers are coming in.
Might go a 5 wide here.
Shad and Chu check out. So, yeah, that would probably be the 5 wide. Schmidt hustling in with the play. They'll break the huddle with 11 on the play clock. 3 wide to the near, to the far. On 4th and goal from the 3. Schmidt back to pass. Steps up, fires far side. That ball is knocked away.
Good play. Good play by Nathan Hurd over.
Got that arm in front of the intended receiver. Guth trying to hold him off and block out in basketball, but Hurt strong enough to get around there and knock it away. And the Patriots turn it over on downs. Rebels hold, and will start 1st and 10 from their own 3.
5 with a defensive coach. If I had to play Heritage Hills, I'm putting everybody in the box and making Jacob beat me. I mean,
he's a pretty good thrower, but he doesn't have the experience.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
He's got that one season, and he had an injury his sophomore year.
He had a terrible injury.
So South Spencer back on offense. They're going to have to hustle to get a play in. Their linemen sprinting into the huddle, down to 7 on the play clock. And they will have to take a timeout. 10:27 to go in this one. 10:26. 30-7 Patriots. We're back after this on 103.3 The Fix Sports. 1st and 10 for South Spencer after the timeout. Their first of this second half. Wide receiver to the near side, slot to the near side, I formation. Bartlett under center. He'll take the snap, and he'll go to his tailback, and free defender has a shot on Colton Stevenson at the 5-yard line. Stevenson spun out of that a little bit.
All Heritage Hills is doing is when we go in motion, that guy is going right off the edge there.
Well,
and they're fast enough to get there.
And that stuff, if you study some of those offenses, it'll tell you where the ball's going to go.
Absolutely.
And you can tell your outside linebacker or somebody, you got this guy, and 85% of the time you're going to have him.
2nd and 9 from the 5. The original line of scrimmage must have been the 4, and this time they'll give it to the tailback again, cutting near side, and Hayden Durnall, I think, was the tailback that time. Gets just across the 5, maybe to the 7. 3rd down and long, though, coming up for the Rebels. Of course, in the shadow of their own end zone, having to run the football. It's a tough area of the field to make a living on the ground when you're backed up to your own goal line.
Well, you have a senior at quarterback. Every once in a while, you got to trust him a little bit and see if you can't make something happen on an RPO or something outside the pocket here.
2 wide to the far side, I formation. And Bartlett underneath center will take the snap. Rolls to that far side wanting to throw. Fires to the sideline, and it is incomplete. And a lot on that throw, and the intended receiver couldn't get up there and make the catch. Who was that?
Olmsted.
That was Kyle Olmsted.
Olmsted or Jackson, I'm not for sure which one.
I'm not sure. But incomplete pass brings up 4th down. It's going to the sidelines. Probably Jackson Ross because Olmsted's the punter, so he's likely in that huddle.
It was a little high, but, man, you got to catch that ball. You get both hands on it, just have to go right through them.
Skylar Staples and Luke Rickelman for the Patriots drop back to about their own 43. Olmsted from 5 yards deep in his own end zone. Snap is good, and he'll get a high sidewinding kickoff far side. Rickelman up on the run to take it at the 33, up across the 20, and down to the 17-yard line before he is down. So the Heritage Hills, and man, Michael, we have seen them do that to teams so many times over the years. You punt from your own end zone, and the chances of you coming out of it unscathed, they're very minimal.
Yeah, the Patriots, I don't know if they're taught this or not. I don't think I ever was, but if that's a short punt, those guys come flying up there and catch that ball on full bore run, and they don't have very far to go to get that touchdown.
I've seen them over the years doing the JV games screaming at the guys not coming up and catching punts.
Oh,
Coach Yoakum is especially big about that.
You got to catch it. You got to, even if you fair catch it.
1st and 10 from the Rebel 17, and this one was blown dead. False start against the Rebels. I guess the Patriots, I beg your pardon. So it'll be 1st and 15.
I mean, if you let that roll, you're 30, 40 yards sometimes, catch that ball. I mean, Rickelman caught it and got all the way up to the 20.
Yeah, if you catch those short punts on the run like that, usually your kill guys already run past you, And
I don't think Coach Yoakum's the only one to scream at guys, though. There's another guy who retired after last season who was pretty famous for screaming at Coach Sigler used to be pretty famous for that as well. On 1st down, pitch comes near side. Shane Staples almost stopped, catches that pitch, gets outside and down to the 16-yard line before he's knocked down inbounds. Timing of that play didn't look right, but Staples still picked up a couple of yards.
I bet Coach Sigler yells in his sleep.
You've been yelled at by him.
I've heard some stories in the last couple of weeks from Coach Jason Wilkerson. He's down at the middle school, and we talk about Chris all the time when he was playing.
Yeah, how about that dynamic? You got a Wilkerson head coach at Heritage Hills and his brother head coach, or not a head coach, but an assistant coach in the program down at South Spencer, coaching at the middle school.
Well, we're glad to have him.
2nd down and 8, and then whistles blow this one dead. I'm not sure what the issue is here. Oh, got an equipment issue for one of the Rebel defenders, Hayden Durham.
Probably got blood.
Yep. So he's going to be sent off the field with some blood.
Yeah, I'd say he's got blood on his pants and they're making him come out.
8:03 to go in this one. 30-7 Heritage Hills. Patriots will re-huddle. 2nd down and 8 from the Rebel 15-yard line.
So what do you do in that situation? Spray it with bleach and go on? Or?
Well, they have a spray. You spray on it, and it gets it out pretty good.
Adam Good splits wide to the far side.
If you have it in a jersey, sometimes you just change jerseys.
Flex bone backfield behind Jacob Schmidt. Skyler staples into the backfield, and it'll be a quarterback keeper for Schmidt, and he'll only get a yard off the right side to the 14-yard line.
They got a different quarterback in.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
number 6.
That's Camden Shipp, who has noticed that he was in the depth chart as the backup quarterback now. They basically, I guess for Luke Rickelman, said you are the slot back you are now and not the backup quarterback. Still obviously able to play quarterback in a pinch, but they have moved Camden Shipp up, the 5'10 sophomore, as the backup quarterback now. So Shipp running the offense, wide receiver to the near side, man in motion to the near side is Shane Staples, and Shipp to throw, fires near side and throws it short of his intended receiver. Jordan Mitchell pretty well covered that time. Colton Stevenson step for step with him. And it'll be 4th down, and Patriots, I think, are going to bring field goal unit on. Yeah.
Yep.
Hill coming back on. Jacob Schmidt was coming back in to hold.
I think the Patriots are pretty high on Camden Schmidt. I mean, he's just a sophomore, but I think they're looking at him in the future for sure.
Tee down right in the middle of the field at the 21. 31-yard attempt for Ethan Hill. Kick has plenty of distance, and it is good. Hill's 2nd field goal of the night.
That would have been good from 50. He got a pretty good leg.
Yes, he does. 6:57 to go in this ball game, and Heritage Hills extends to a 33-7 lead.
That should be outlawed. That thing's
way
like too loud.
Oh, that
train.
That train whistle. We got that from Rockport Legion. They used to have that train whistle, right?
We had Buddy Van Winkle go, turn right.
So Hill,
Yes, we did.
2 for 2 tonight, now 3 for 3 on the season in field goal attempts. That one not to his season long. Season long was last week of 33 yards. Tonight he's hit from, once I find it, he hit from 25 yards earlier in this half and now from 31 yards.
I think it was Marvin Libring, wasn't it? Had that horn
Yeah, it could be.
during that 1984 season. He would blow that horn.
Austin Hill will get the chance to kick it away for the Patriots. He's got it teed up at the 40. He is the left-footed version. As I'm guessing the Hill brothers are what you call mirror twins.
That more terminology, like that soccer terminology.
Yeah, either that or I'm just making it up as I go.
Yeah.
Line drive kick taken by, this is Ashton Tyndall. He gets tripped up by his own man as he crosses the 25 and goes down about the 28-yard line, but he had a little more room to run. Outran his blocker and tripped on it.
Yeah, he had some space there, didn't he?
Dawson Rogers for Southminster made a tackle. 15.
Yes, he did.
Bad news is your coaches won't credit you for that one in the stat book. South Spencer 1st and 10 from your own 28. 6:51 to go. It's 33-7 Patriots. Go ahead.
I would thought they would put Nathan Hurd in and get him a little quarterback's work.
Yeah, Kobe gets put out there
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know that I agree with
And
that.
he
Fumbled the snap coming out from underneath center. Patriots say they have it. And they do. So bad exchange from center and quarterback, and the Rebels turned it over. Didn't see who came out of there with it for the Patriots.
I think Kobe
Berkeley
just
came
pulled
out
out
there
too
with
early. Kobe was trying to get out of there. I don't know what was going on with it.
There's been issues with that tonight, Abe. He's come out late a lot of times.
I've seen
like
that
he's
too. I've
not
noticed that
getting
too.
the ball quickly coming out of there. So 6:56 to go. 6:46, I beg your pardon. Is that right?
46-46. That's probably the last 3 years playing in shotgun the whole time and not taking any snaps hardly except for the last 2 games.
Patriots from the Rebel 29. Ship in there at quarterback again out of the flex bone. Gives it to his fullback, and a bit of a hole that time. We'll see who's running there at fullback for the Patriots this time.
33.
Yeah, that is, I know who that is. That is Durham. So, freshman. He's the backup. He's not on the roster.
Give me a second here. He was Braden Durham.
Braden.
He was listed as the backup fullback in the 2 deep, but he did not have a number.
Yeah, he's
Dakota Bursty gets the pitch out of one of the slot back positions. It gets up to the 25-yard line, picks up another yard. It'll be 3rd down and 6 for the Patriots.
No, Mockabee has 13 carries, has 337 yards.
My goodness.
It's 36-27. They're down in the 3rd.
That's of course, Mockabee, the outstanding runner for Boonville. They're playing Gibson Southern in a PAC conference matchup tonight up in Boonville. 3rd and 6 for the Patriots after the Rebel turnover. From the Rebel 25, they need the 19 for a first down out of the flex bone. And it'll be the fullback up the middle. This is Durham again. Gets it just shy of the first down. He'll go down just outside the 20, it appears. And it'll be 4th down and short. Patriots will go for it, although there's a small part of me that wants to see him bring Ethan Hill out and let him try one from 47, because I think he could hit it. And that'd be about where this is, right on the 20. It's 4th and 1. So it'll have been a 37-yard attempt, not 47.
Yeah.
And it'll be Durham one more time. Puts those shoulder pads forward, fighting.
I don't.
But I don't know whether he got it or not.
I think he did.
Very close.
He didn't. He ducked under there.
Those Durham boys just keep coming. I think he's the 4th in the line of 5.
He would have heard it after the game or before the end of the game if he had from his dad on the sidelines if he hadn't gotten those shoulder pads low and given it that effort.
Yeah, Jeff made sure to tell me it was 33 and then he wasn't on the roster, and then I need to get that figured out.
Braden Durham, freshman. 1st and 10 for the Patriots from the 19. Man in motion to the far side, and they'll pitch it to him. Sheldon Smith, he fumbles it and falls on it back at the 28, 29-yard line. Sheldon Smith, 5'2", 120-pound sophomore. And he'll check right back out of the ball game, at least for a play. 2nd down and 19 as we move down to underneath 4 minutes to go in this one. Patriots on their way to their 7th consecutive win in this series since the Rebels last won in 2013. Out of the flex bone, Ship will hand it to his fullback, and Durham fights up to the 26. It's about 2. It'll be 2nd down. 3rd down and long, I beg your pardon.
Here's what we're talking about earlier, Cruzy. The quarterback run all the way over to the sidelines, have to run all the way back. Conditioning tonight for him.
And we did that for years and years and years, and then we didn't do that. Cole Sigler didn't do that. We ran a receiver in and out with the plays, which it's fraught with issues too.
Out of the flex bone again on 3rd and long, and they'll go with the end around near side, and I think this is it Cameron Nugent? Ethan Nugent, I should say. 5'7" sophomore on the carry. Gets popped hard where he goes down at the 22-yard line.
Kyle Batson with the tackle.
That was a big hit.
And now we will see the long field goal attempt on 4th down and 13. Ethan Hill will put the tee down at the 30. This will be the 40-yard attempt from right in the middle of the field. Snapback is good. Kick has the distance, and it is good. And Ethan Hill is 3 for 3 tonight, and that's a new season and career high, I believe, for Ethan. 40-yard field goal. And that had 5 or 10 more yards on it.
Oh, yeah. That hit in the bleachers.
2 deep backs for the Rebels back at their own 10. Austin Hill squibs one on several bounces, rolls, and picked up there by Ashton Tyndall. 25-30, 35, and down there, maybe to the 36. 2:21 to go in this one.
Braden Durham with the tackle. So you know it's a freshman at Heritage Hills when they don't get those stripes.
Yeah, yep.
No stripes and no Patriot logo on the side either, right?
I get that.
Yeah, none.
I'll get to see him Monday night. I'm reffing the JV game. I'm going to get on here at Chill side and I can listen to Temple over there. Ask him if he's the one that got that penalty on him.
Yeah.
2 wide to the far side I formation. Bartlett, it appears, still in there at quarterback, and he'll give it to his fullback up the middle. And it's got a new fullback in
That
there.
is Cage Hughes. He got his 10 practices in. He's a senior and
All right.
first time playing this since he's been in high school. Now he loves it. Been telling him that for 4 years. You're going to love it.
Finally came out.
Came out his senior year. Just came out late. Tried talking to him before the season. Now he wishes he would have.
What number?
45 is a fullback.
2 wide to the far side, I formation. And they'll give it to the fullback one more time. And Hughes, looks like if that's Hughes, has a first down carry up to the 45.
Yeah, he's another one of those smaller kids, built pretty good. Sound like a bowling ball.
Yeah, been part of the Rebel baseball team.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it really has that build, kind of a football build almost. We're down to under 2 minutes to go in this one. Bartlett underneath center again. And he'll give it to the fullback one more time, and Hughes doesn't have a lot there. Gets a yard or so before he's driven backwards. Gets 2 to the 47. Rebels will head on the road again next week. They will head to Tiger Stadium in Princeton to take on the Princeton Tigers. Newly added to the schedule, of course, because they are now in the Pocket Athletic Conference. But that's like this game, small school division versus large school division, so it doesn't count in the division standings for what that's worth. Heritage Hills next week on the road at North Posey for a 7 o'clock kickoff. I formation, 2 wide receivers to the near side. Pitch goes far side. We have a new running back. He's got good running room and first down yardage inside the Patriot 45. Who was that?
Vaughn.
That was James Vaughn running at the fullback, or the tailback spot, I should say. Stops the clock with 37 seconds to go.
He got going downhill there. And
Vaughn is fast. I thought he'd run more this game. I mean,
probably the final play of this game. So the Rebels will line up with an I formation and 2 wide to the far side. Bartlett will take the snap, pitches near side, and this is Vaughn again. Spins out of a couple of tackles. Flag comes flying in. He'll get a gain up to the 46. Actually, it'll be a loss of a yard, but was about to be caught much deeper in the backfield. Penalty stops the clock with 20 seconds to go.
15 yard there.
Yeah, that one spun him around a little bit.
B scene. That's Kicksmiller in the middle. I finally recognized who that was. I think his group's up around Vincennes area. It's Dr. Joe's old crew.
Right.
Yep.
That's Mr. Beasy here on the near sideline. I recognize him.
Yeah, I've seen him a lot.
Yeah, of course, sadly, Dr. Joe Calderazzo, longtime official in basketball and football, passed away earlier this year. Guy that was very, very well liked by about everybody he came in contact with. Hughes gets the call, fumbled the football, had a gain up to the 26, fumbled it back to the 30 where Ashton Tyndall, I think, may have fallen on it, and that'll be the final.
Yeah, Dr. Joe was a good guy. I mean, he helped all the young officials out. Anytime you need anything, just call him.
Never heard anybody have a bad word to say about the man. So that'll be the end of this ball game. Heritage Hills winning the rivalry game for the 7th consecutive season as they down South Spencer 36-7, your final on the Angelo's Pizza scoreboard. Patriots pick up their first win of the season. They are 1-3. South Spencer with the loss falls to 1-3. 36-7 is your final score. The post-game report comes up next on 103.3 The Fix Sports. Welcome to the post-game report at 103.3 The Fix Sports. Along with Michael Cruz and Abe Bartlett, I'm Steve Kolb. Heritage Hills takes home bragging rights for 2020 in the annual Spencer County War Game. They down South Spencer by a score of 36-7. Both teams now stand at 1-3 on the season. And Michael Cruz, this was the kind of game the Patriots needed after starting 0-3 for first time ever, I guess.
No, it
second
was back
time.
in '80. It was my
That's right. We
sophomore
talked
year,
about that,
yeah.
84. But this is the kind of game they needed. A pretty well-played game on both sides of the ball. They got a special team score early as well to help set the tone. So this is what the doctor ordered for the Patriots.
Yeah, they got those 4 seniors back, and that just adds stability to a team. Those guys are big, made some big plays, but again, it adds stability. It makes those other guys that are, the sophomores, some of the young guys that didn't play much or weren't expecting to play as much as they have this early, it just kind of helps them get focused a little bit better. And the Patriots were able to finish things. They were able to get their drives and get the scores, get the ball in the end zone, had the big plays that they were not used to having. They had the big 45-yard punt return by Skylar Staples, and then the 90-yard run by Owen Shadd from the line of scrimmage. That was the biggest play of the game. Things just came together for them, and like they didn't in the other 3 games. And the Patriots were in those other games, and if they make some plays like they did tonight, it would be a totally different season for these guys. But they were able to get things kind of all focused together and finish the plays, get into the end zone, make the third down stops. South Spencer didn't help themselves, which Abe will talk about a little bit, but they were able to kind of get over their humps and break some bad habits and get some scores. So it was a big night for the Patriots and something hopefully they can move forward with some confidence and get some more wins out of it.
Abe Bartlett, Rebels forced to play this game without their leading rusher, Cameron Wagand, who's not available tonight and don't know about his status moving forward. But a couple of those guys filled in admirably, but certainly his presence, if you would add his presence running the football with Hayden Durnall's presence and Stevenson mixed in there from time to time, should have made a big difference for this Rebel running game. They couldn't really get going the way they wanted to tonight against the Patriot defense, and too many mistakes in other phases of the game around it spelled doom for the Rebels tonight.
Yeah, missing Cameron, the way he's ran the last couple of weeks, you lose him on Thursday night. Of course, Heritage Hills done that a couple weeks ago. But, yeah, that's a big part of our offense is, Cameron being able to go between the guards and tackles and run the football. And, he's been good at it this year. Hayden filled in well tonight, but, it all comes back. Our offensive line wasn't very good tonight. Heritage Hills is a lot faster on the line. They're smaller. But, man, they get in those gaps and they get up in the backfield. There was times we were getting hit in the backfield. We couldn't even throw the ball very much because when we needed to, because they were already on Kolb before we even he stepped back from the center. So, and early in the penalties killed us. That's been our thing here in the last, in the Posey game and the Mount Vernon game. We moved the football, but we always seem to have a penalty at the worst part of the time, and then once we get behind the chains, we keep going back that way. And we're not a good enough football team to be doing that way. We're going to struggle as it is, but we just can't do that.
Rebels chance to bounce back next week. They'll have a long bus ride up to Princeton, place that none of these guys really have ever played before. Not newly added to the schedule, but it's a winnable game. Princeton's been struggling a little bit. I'm not sure that they've won a ball game yet. They're playing a team. Phelan Academy out of Indianapolis up in the Lawrence Township area. I had to look it up on the map. I literally went to MapQuest to find where that school was. It's out in Lawrence Township on the northeast side of Indianapolis. and they're playing football in a very new school. So Princeton picked them up, and but at any rate, Rebels need to get on the bus and put a good effort forth next week and a chance to pick up a win in a winnable game.
Yeah, they just got to come out Monday and get after it. I mean, it's up to those guys on the field right now who are walking off. It's up to them how they want the rest of the season to go. If they want to tank it and be done with it, they'll go up there and get off the bus, and it'll be like we have the last couple of years. They'll be getting beat 60 and 70 none or 50, whatever it is. But if they come out and work a little bit, it's a very winnable game. I mean, of course, Prince is probably going to think the same thing. Hey, we got a chance to win a game here, and we're going to have to go. And probably going to be without Cameron again next week, and these guys will have a whole week of practice without him, and we'll see how it goes.
Michael, Patriots get a little momentum with the win, and they'll try to build on that with the road game next week at North Posey.
Yeah, and that's another winnable game for the Patriots. I honestly think all of the 4 games they've played this year have been winnable games for them, but they're just going to have to keep the consistency. I think a couple times South Spencer had some nice drives tonight, and it's like the Patriots let up. They did that against Mount Vernon, and they had just a couple let-ups against Boonville and Tell City, and then all of a sudden things spiraled out of control for them. That didn't happen to them tonight. They were able to regroup, and again, I think this presence of those seniors out there really helped them a lot. But they've got a chance to go and beat North Posey and get in the winning column again and turn this thing around a little bit. And, who knows, by the end of the season they can play spoiler or something like that and make some get a big win late in the season. Who knows? But these guys just got to keep getting better and try to make their senior year a good, memorable senior football year, because it's been a weird one. It's going to be memorable no matter what, but it's been a weird year for everybody. But I just like to see them win a few more games, because I think they can do it. These guys have gotten a bad rap because of their first 3 games this year, but they're better than they've been showing.
We'll be up at Princeton next week with the Rebels and the Princeton Tigers. Pre-game report, the Lauer Floral pre-game report at 6:40. Kickoff set for 7 o'clock next Friday night. Abe and I will be up there. Next Patriot broadcast will be in 2 weeks, when they will be back at home to take on the Gibson Southern Titans. That'll be a 7 o'clock kick in 2 weeks right here at the Jungle. That one, as always, will be a very big contest, so we look forward to that. Network Indiana's Indiana Sports Talk with Bob Lovell comes up next. And by the way, Colts football back on the air. No preseason this year, of course, but week 1 underway with that game last night. And the defending champs picking up a win to start the season. The Colts open up AFC South play in Jacksonville against the Jags for a 12 noon kick, 11 o'clock pregame with Matt Taylor. And I think, did he say it's not Jim Sorgi. He has hung up the microphone, or at least not doing it on the Colts radio network this year. And he said Rick Venturi, I think, the former Colts coach, is back on the microphone with him this year. But 11 o'clock for the pregame kickoff is Ventura, at 12 noon on Sunday right here at Southern Indiana's home for Colts football. 36-7 your final score. Heritage Hills down South Spencer tonight. Both teams now stand at 1-3. For Alex and Elizabeth back at the WAXL Command Center, and for our WJTS camera operator Bill Potter, for Michael Cruz and Abe Bartlett, I'm Steve Kolb. Thanks so much for joining us. Till next Friday from Princeton. So long on 103.3 The Fixed Sports.
This has been a presentation of 18 WJTS Sports High School Football.